Alright guys, for this next video, I want to talk about being an optimist and how we all kind of need to just become an optimist because the alternative of being a pessimist is honestly not that fun. It just doesn't feel good mentally. It makes you not want to do things like exercise or eat healthy, at least in my case. And I realize I've been just too pessimistic about, life and society in general. And I noticed that as a theme in like the few videos I posted that there's like this overarching pessimistic theme. And it's not that I don't want to make videos kind of talking about those things because it is the truth, or at least my truth that I want to speak about. But I also feel like, I just got to be more hopeful. And being hopeful makes you feel better. It's a cope. At the end of the day, that's what it is. But it's a cope that feels good. So I guess I'll talk about some things that I feel like are causing me pessimism, and then kind of just kind of rope that into, I guess, just not thinking about it and just hoping for the best. All right. Well, what am I even talking about in the first place? And as you even noticed, my theme is there's always some reference to AI in my last couple videos, right? And I think I want to also stay away from that topic. So I think this will be like the last video. I mean, I say that right now, but watch me end up talking about it in the next video. But I'm gonna try to make sure I stop bugging myself about it so much. So I want to just get all the AI hubbub out in this video, all my problems, and just call it, right? But the number one thing is, I don't know about you, I feel like society is getting real dumb. Like, I think, and it's because of AI and its dependence. Man, I'm talking to my cousin who's literally in elementary school, and this dude is getting a Chromebook to start it off. And I'm like, dude, do you already need this much technology when you're like 7 years old? Like, that seems crazy. I grew up with like the pen and pencil, and it wasn't until like high school we were like uploading homework as like a file and like getting it graded online. But like, why does a 6-year-old need to have an iPad? And like, I'm seeing some of the stuff he watches. It's just like this. Actually, it's like brain rot. Like, I don't even know what these were. It's like that Tung Tung Sahur nonsense. Like, dude, that is not good for your brain. And I'm seeing my other cousins that are a little bit older, and I see how dependent they are on like Chat GPT just answering all their questions. It's like no one wants to like think. It feels like, the second you don't think you're gonna get something right, boom, let's just go to AI, let's just answer it. Or I feel like there's not even an attempt to try it. And I feel like society as a whole is getting dumber because of that, right? It's almost like it's getting split where like you have like the 0.01% of people who are actually smart that are building out all this like insane technological innovations, and like the remaining like 80% of society is just becoming more and more reliant and more dependent on AI, and just making you dumb. Like, you don't even need to. Like at work, like, oh, make sure you use Copilot when you're writing your emails. Which I'm like, don't get me wrong, Copilot is actually good for like, maybe if you want to fix your thoughts, grammar, and stuff like that. Sure, man, but not everything A through Z needs to be AI generated. And where does this all even take us in the future? Like, let's suppose, humans are not needed anymore. We don't know, they don't need us. The robots can do everything. Like, what happens to us? Like, what world do we end up in? And I only feel like I see two scenarios, two very drastically different scenarios at that. Either A, we get like the cyberpunk Arasaka, right? Where the few companies control everything and they have all this advanced technology, and like the rest of society, we're just in this like dumpster town, and it's just like you're in poverty and like eating like slop and like gruel. It's just like nothing is good. Or the more hopeful yet still worrisome future is like Wally, where everything is taken care of for us. We all have our own little AI, little VR pods we can just like zoom around in. And like, both those realities don't really sound that appealing. But I feel like I would like, this is the whole optimism thing. Like, I'm just gonna hope we get to the Wall-E world, Because yeah, that still sucks, but it's like at least like we're lazy and we got our needs taken care of, as opposed to like struggling on a day-to-day basics for the necessities. And I don't want to be like the guy who's like AI is only negative, because there is some good stuff with it. I think that's an important distinction to make, that there is good. Like, in theory, it's pretty cool what it could do. Like, there's a new model dropping every week, but on Twitter I saw some guy generate, I used Opus and I make AAA style snow physics or water physics in like 25 minutes or $25, whatever the metric I mentioned was. And that is cool. I mean, I can't sit here and say that's not cool, that any average Joe can do this. Now, don't get me wrong, it does take away from the beauty of creating something that difficult. And I'm not saying you need to understand everything. Like, I don't understand how my car works. And like, look how much cars have advanced in technology. Well, sometimes for the worse, let's be honest. But the point still stands that AI is cool in those regards, And the fact that I read something the other day about how AI was able to find new like ways to solve new treatments for diseases. Like, it just used pre-existing permutations of, I guess, like existing like antidotes. I am butchering this, but it was able to discover something that we previously did not discover. Like, in that regard, where it's like advancing us as a society, that's pretty cool. The scariness is just like, man, what's gonna happen to me? Right? Am I just gonna lose my job and be left for the fishes? I don't even know what that saying goes like, but you get what I'm trying to say. And I think when things are no longer difficult to do, we lose that satisfaction, right? So, let's suppose we are in this Wall-E world. The only way we'll be happy is if we internally find our own motivation to succeed. Like, whether if it's like working out, being in shape, or doing something, you know. I don't know if we'll ever get there in our life. It kind of seems like every day we get closer to some dystopia. But the whole point of this, and the reason I'm on this little rant, is all of it. There's so much negativity right now about everything. And it is justified negativity. I'm not saying it isn't. But when I found myself kind of dwelling on this, it just puts me in like this really depressive state where like I don't want to eat. And if I do want to eat, I just want to I want something quick and fast. I want some slop. I don't want to work out. I don't even want to do the things I enjoy. I just want to sit on my couch and just get instant dopamine hits of like, Instagram Reels, TikTok, your YouTubes, whatever. And, I realize the more I just fake it, everyone's using the word LARP these days. I just need to LARP as being positive and everything will be fine, I guess. At least I'll feel better in the moment and not be so in a bad mood. And I think we kind of all just need to do that. Like, because no one really knows what's going to happen. We can sit here and theorize and we'll have these like ideas of where things could go. But I guess at the end of the day, we really don't know for sure. And it's kind of out of our control. That's the biggest thing. We don't know. And you, the common man, common woman, man, none of this is in our control. We can go and talk to our representatives and be like, hey, I'm scared of data center, or I'm scared of AI taking my job. I don't want data centers. But guess what, bro? The government doesn't care. Like, let's be real. They're just going to build it anyways. We've been seeing it right now in like community across America where people are like stepping up and like, hey, we don't want this. Or like, oh, too bad. We're building it anyways. I'm like, oh, great. So if we can't even do anything, might as well just be, ignorant about everything and just be blissful. Ignorance is bliss. And it's not a perfect science. It's not a good way to think, right? Because I don't want it to be like, oh, just ignore all the problems and don't step up. Do everything you can to make sure you're protected. But at the end of the day, even if you do all that, despite everything you're trying, it's fallen on deaf ears and you can't do anything, then we have no choice just to be like, oh, well, I might as well just be happy. I'm just going to assume it's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. We're going to live in this utopia. And literally just like convince your brain that it'll be okay. And that's what I've been doing. And honestly, those days I do that, I feel my mood is like 100 times better. And I actually want to do stuff like eat healthy and go to the gym. I'm at the parking lot right now, actually, outside my gym, filming this video. But yeah, I just wanted to get this little rant out. And yeah, and I guess maybe slightly going off topic. Maybe I'll make this a deeper video. I will still like, okay, before I even get to that, even like side topic. I will still talk about like, I guess not so optimistic things on this channel, like pessimistic past stories where I'm just taking L's because, you know, it's fun to look back on experiences where you messed up and kind of just like share it out and share my thoughts in general. So I'll still do that. The real side rant I want to talk about is, has anybody seen notice in like the rise of this AI scape, the amount of gurus that have come out like every day? Because okay, the reason I'm even bringing this up is I was watching like all my recommended feed on this channel right now is just YouTube gurus trying to teach new YouTubers how to make 100K a year. And then they're showing like them making 300K a year. Like they're showing their actual, you know, how much they're making. But bro, they make that by selling you, like we are the method. Like me and you watching that video and clicking on their links and paying for the course is the method that they're making 300K with. And that's just so funny to me. And they're just like, dude, AI automation, we're gonna make a Stickman channel. Like there's so many Stickman explain channels now. And yeah, it's just annoying, man. Like, dude, I don't want to see that. It's cool. What sucks is that it's cool. Those Stickman channels, like the first people who did that, it was actually like a nice method of like showing you topics in a simple form. Because it was actually like human love in it. And now there's just so many popping up. And I saw a video on this. I don't know if it was, man, I'm butchering the name. I don't know if it was Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. It was like one of those big guys. They made a video. And it's just like, and one of those is like these gurus teaching you how to do this. And dude, it looked easy. Like there was no work involved. All I have to do is pay the subscription cost. And you can choose whatever style you want. And they'll make the video topics for you. And it's like, dude, YouTube is flooded with that right now. So maybe this commentary type of thing will be the next flood. I mean, it kind of is. That's kind of why I started this, because I saw so many other people talking about it. So maybe in a way I'm a trend follower. Maybe a better version, because I'm actually talking. I'm actually a real human. At least for now. You guys might not even know if I'm a real human or not. It's a joke, by the way. But yeah, man, that's all I really had to say. I'm gonna hit the gym now, go in, try to improve my physique. Despite my last video, you know, ironically, where I talked about how no matter how long I've been in the gym, I look exactly the same. I literally like can't help myself but keep going, because I genuinely don't know what else I would do with my life if I didn't go to the gym. It's like a cope where I'm just like, okay, if I do this, I'll improve. And it's just like, I don't know. It fills you up with some false security or whatever it is. But yeah, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.